Today we are going to start by our subject history, chapter number 3, last part of the chapter, starting by 3.3, India and European colonialism, part 3 of this of the chapter. Two topics we have to complete. So the two countries which we have came over in our country, India. First, we have to see in the session is Dutch. We have already completed by Portuguese and British. Today we will see Dutch and French. See, map is visible to you people. Dutch were from the Netherlands, or you can say Holland. The people were from Holland who came in our country and ruled. Okay, now as we have studied in earlier session about Britishers came up with the company known as East India Company, British East India Company. So here Dutch, these people have also come with their company, and it was called as Dutch East. It was named as United East India Company. Britishers was British East India Company. Dutch people, the people who are from Holland, has established their company named as United East India Company. Then French they started by French East India Company. Okay. Here you can see the map, which countries are nearby. See, Belgium is there, Germany is there. I hope the map is visible to you people, right? Now moving further to the topic 3.3, Dutch. As I already explained you about Dutch were the people from Netherlands, or you can say Holland. Okay, so in the year 1602, Dutch company came over here in our country. Together they form a company which was called as United East India Company. The Dutch government issued a license to the company to conduct trading with the Eastern countries. For their trade purpose, they were having a license. The proper license were given, and they were having permission of doing the trading with the Eastern countries. And that the same license was also of the permission that they can appoint their people who will work for them. They are slaves, or you can say as slaves. So appoint their staff to establish factories over here, or to build forts as to they have to leave, or they have to protect themselves, and to engage in battles. They also appoint staff to engage them in battles, means making their own army. For whom? For against working for the Eastern countries, for their precautions. And also this whatever they have signed the license, they have also to sign the treaties with them. This was also make sure by giving the permission of license to the company. Accordingly, the company appointed a governor general to take care of the Indian affairs, and whatever they were doing, they were having a proper governor general who was taking care of Indian affairs. Indian administration was taken care by governor general of Dutch people belonging to Holland and Netherlands. Okay, now moving further, by the middle of the 17th century, the company had established Dutch colonies and factories right from the eastern coast of Africa to Japan. I hope the map was visible to you, and you can see on that map, the Dutch map I have shown to you. So from the eastern coast of Africa to Japan, they have expanded their factories. Their whole was over there. Okay, on the eastern coast, where exactly at Africa to Japan. We have already studied about Africa when the sea explorers had discovered Africa, right? So the whole Dutch people have their colonies and factories where they have expanded to on the eastern coast, Africa to Japan. It encompasses the present day region of Mozambique, South Africa, Yemen, Iraq, Iran, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Siam, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Taiwan, China, Japan, Indonesia, and Malaysia. I repeat again, which region they have on the eastern coast of Africa to Japan. Over there, it encompasses the present day which were the countries: Mozambique, South Africa, Yemen, Iraq, Iran, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Siam, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Taiwan, China, Japan, Indonesia, and Malaysia. These were the countries which came under the eastern coast, from where Africa to Japan, where they were having their whole, they have established their colonies and set up their factories. So the Dutch built various buildings in the premises of their factories and also fortification walls around them. Now fortification wall, already we have studied this word fortification in our 11th standard. Fortification wall means for their protection, for their security. They have also built a fortification wall around the forts, around the factories. In the factories they were having their own building for living. Okay, moving further, they installed cannons on the fortification wall for security. Cannons means big gun that was built on the fortification wall for security, for the protection from the enemies. The Dutch also have native people in their staff. Native people means people who belongs to that same particular place or the original inhabitants of the place. They have the license for appointing their staff from their land, as well as they also appoint the people of natives. Native means the original people of that place where they were doing their business or their trade. Okay, they established their first factory in the year 1602 at Petapuli in the northern parts of Coromandel. Coromandel Coast means today's present day Tamil Nadu. Coromandel Coast. Their other factories were built in Machilipatnam, Pulikat, Tripalier, Port Noah, Karikal, Agra, Ahmedabad, Bharuch, Chinsura, Tatta, Kambat, Surat, and Nagapatnam. Nagapatnam is also in Tamil Nadu. They obtained permission from the Vijayanagar court and built forts in Polikat and Nagapattan. Later, they defeated the Portuguese and acquired the forts at Kochi, Kodungular, Kannur, and Kollam. They also obtained monopoly in black pepper trade by entering a treaty with the king of Kochi. Now see, not only they have their hold on particular places, but also they have fight with another country which has ruled India. Means earlier, as we have studied, that Portuguese has came over here, Vasco da Gama. They came only for sales purpose, for trade purpose. But later on, they have a hold, they have control on our country after seeing the condition of our country. So likewise over here also, when Dutch came over here, they have seen, so they have a war with Portuguese, and whatever the areas were under Portuguese, those areas were captured by the Dutch. And which were those forts at Kochi, which were acquired by Portuguese earlier. So they defeated Portuguese and they acquired the forts at Kochi, Kodunglar, Kannur, and Kollam. Okay, and after that, the big thing what they have done, the big achievement they have done was of monopoly. Monopoly, what is monopoly? I hope you know the term monopoly. You are a student of economics, you should know the term monopoly. Any guesses? Yes, monopoly is a single seller. So they just want to do trade by single-handedly. They don't want any kind of intervention. So they get obtain the permission of doing monopoly in black pepper. Black pepper, Kali Miri. Okay, black pepper trade by entering a treaty with the king of Kochi. So where they have taken the permission from, to from whom, who has given the permission of doing monopoly trade of black pepper? Yes, king of Kochi. He has given the permission of doing a trade based on monopoly by having a treaty. They have signed a treaty, and by that treaty they have got the permission of doing monopoly in black pepper. Monopoly, single seller. At the beginning of the 17th century, the Dutch naval force, a force which is related to water army. Dutch naval force was very strong at beginning of 17th century when there was a rise of 17th century, at that time, the beginning of 17th century, at that time, Dutch were very strong by their naval army. At any given moment, they could deploy at least 20 warships and an army of 3 to 4,000 soldiers. See, they can keep at least 20 warships. So much, see how much strong they were that they can arrange 20 warship at a time. And an army of people, how many people were there, how many soldiers were there in that army? 3 to 4,000. It was really next to impossible for our Indian peoples, for our Indian kings. Hence, the Mughal Adil Shahi and Qutub Shahi ships were required to obtain license from the Dutch. See, in our earlier session also, when we have studied about Britishers, in that also we have seen that while doing trade system from via waterway, they have to take permission. Over here again, the same, the Indian king who were ruling in India at the time were the Mughals, Adil Shahi and Qutub Shahi. Their ship have to take permission from the Dutch. Though we were living over here, Mughals, Adil Shahi and Qutub Shahi kingdoms were of Indian base, right? But then too they have to take permission from Dutch people. Dutch were the belongings to the other country, but then too the Indians were, or the earlier kings who were ruling in India from earlier period, they have to take permission. The Mughals, Adil Shahi and Qutub Shahi ships have to take permission for doing trade from whom? From the Dutch people. If any ship was launched without a permission or without a license, it was seized by the Dutch. Seized means captured. It was captured by the Dutch. First, you have to take permission, then only you are having all the rights to do the trade by water. Otherwise, all the ship will be seized by the company. This was the rule of the Dutch people or the United East India Company. Here we have ended by our first topic. Now the last country which has interfered or who has ruled over here in India is French. I hope the map is visible to you people. See, France, Mediterranean Sea is visible to you people. See here, left side you can see Bay of Biscay, Switzerland, Italy, Germany, Belgium. See on the above at the top, see we can see Netherlands also. See here. Can you see Netherlands? Right? Okay. Now moving further. 3.4 French, or you can say France, people belonging to France. In 1664, French East India Company, as I already explained you that Britishers came up with the company of British East India Company. Dutch with the company name as United East India Company. French came up with their French East India Company, or you can say in their language La Compagnie des Indes Orientales, was established with the initiative of Jean-Baptiste Colbert, the French finance minister. Okay, that was an initiative of whom? Of their finance minister to King Louis XIV. I hope you people understood it. It was the first initiative of the company of French East India Company in the year 1664 was taken by Jean-Baptiste Colbert, the French finance minister, to King Louis XIV. The company was given the authority to trade with Eastern countries, to maintain army and navy, and also exemption from taxes. They have permission to do trade with whom? With Eastern countries. Apart from this thing, they have to maintain their army as well as navy. Army who do war, the military peoples, navy, the water related to water, and also exemption from taxes. They also have no right of paying any kind of taxes. There was no compulsion of paying taxes. The company was also given the authority to enter a war or treaty with the eastern rulers. Now they were also free, set free, have full authority that they can have any open war with the eastern rulers. That was a treaty with them, that they have full permission anytime they can have a war with eastern rulers. Hence, in 1666, Company sent a diplomatic contingent to the court of Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb and obtained permission to establish a factory in Surat. By this rule, that they have the authority of doing a war with any eastern ruler. On that basis, they have sent their diplomatic ruler contingent to the court of Mughal Emperor at the time who was ruling, Aurangzeb. Okay, at his court for seeking the permission, for obtaining the permission to establish a factory at Surat. Hence, the first French factory in Surat was established in the year 1668. When they have taken permission? In the year 1666. Okay, and when they have established their factory after 2 years, that is 1668. On what basis they have made this factory or established their factory? That they were having permission, they were having the authority to enter a war with the eastern ruler, and hence on that basis they demanded to the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb that they want the permission of establishing a factory in Surat, otherwise they will have an open war. So Aurangzeb, he gave permission of establishing a factory, and hence in the year 1668 French first factory was established in Surat. Now see, I hope you can see the picture. See in the frame, he is Jean-Baptiste Colbert, the French finance minister. Okay, he has taken the initiative of establishing French East India Company in the year 1664 in India. Then we have studied about King Louis XIV, to whom he has done, for whom he has done, for his king, King Louis XIV. So he is the king, King Louis XIV. I hope the picture is visible to you people. Moving further with our Emperor Aurangzeb. I hope you have seen earlier this picture also. Aurangzeb. All are familiar with Aurangzeb, Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. Okay. So we have studied about the first factory has been established in Surat in the year 1668. Now what happened? Then the factories at Pondicherry, that is Puducherry, Chandranagar, Mahe, Karakil and Machilipatnam were built. During this period, the French were fighting with the Qutub Shahi ruler and the Dutch. Now see what happened. The French were fighting with Qutub Shahi ruler and the Dutch. Dutch were also fighting with Qutub Shahi, Adil Shahi and Mughals. Okay. Now here French has also started doing their intervention. Now what is important over here? Why they are fighting? For Pondicherry. Pondicherry was the main center of the French operation. It was ruled by the Nawab of Karnataka. The members of the Nawab family were fighting among themselves for the throne. Now this thing came in front, that internal conflict is going on. French also come to know that there is internal conflict between the Nawab family. Dutch, they also came to know that there is internal conflict between Nawab's family. So the British and the French starting interference in the matter, as they come to know that there is the conflict between the family members, between the Nawab family, internal conflict. So they find a golden opportunity over here, that they can grab that golden opportunity. Who? British as well as French. They start intervening in the matter. It resulted into 3 battles between the British and the French. Hence, the Nawab family was kept aside and who fought? British and French. And this resulted into 3 battles. British and French had 3 battles between the year 1744 to 1763 CE. In this time period, they have fought 3 battles, British and French. And that war, what the British and French has been fought for Pondicherry, was known as Carnatic War. I repeat, war was named as Carnatic War. Now, as they have fought, the French first Carnatic War was won by French people. Second Carnatic War and the third Carnatic War was won by Britishers. Hence, the French were defeated by the Britishers in the third battle. With that defeat of the French, there was no European rival left in India for the Britishers. And hence, the story of French also came to an end in India. In our next lesson, inshallah, we are going to learn about the resistance to the foreign powers in India put by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. I hope you people know who is Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Yes, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj belonging to Maratha dynasty. How he has put resistance to these foreign powers in India. That we are going to learn in our next lesson. Till then, thank you so much for listening. I hope you people are completing your book. In our next session, inshallah, I am going to give you exercise, answer, question number 1, question number 2, 3 and 4. Till then, stay safe, stay at home.